Welcome back, guys. Today I've ranked all the Dandy's World characters. Before I start, I know Louie and Connie aren't on the list, but I will be adding them myself. And this list is all my own opinion. Starting with Boxton, he's the better starter toon in my opinion. So I'll be giving him B tier, mainly because of his ability which gives more extraction speed per player in your run. Next is Poppy. She has the same stats, but her ability is she gains movement speed for a little while after getting hit. So she's D tier because it's a useless ability in my opinion. Shrimpo is next and he gets D tier because of his awful stats. I think this was an obvious D tier. Toodles gets C tier because she doesn't really contribute to a run, but that doesn't mean she's useless. She's a survivalist who I think is better in solo runs. Roger is B tier because he's good at extracting, but that's really all, otherwise he's basic. Most people really only use him when they need research. Brightney is actually a really good toon for solos. When she's in a public run, she can be really problematic for distractors, so I put her in C tier. Scraps is really, well, underwhelming. Her stats are mixed and her ability only benefits her, so I think she's better in solo, but even then there's so many better options. If I had to describe her, I'd say she's a walking identity crisis. She gets D tier because she's not really anything special. I probably could have put her in C, but I think D works best. Her brother Goob, on the other hand, he's amazing for distracting. His ability can also save teammates' lives, plus his 2-star stealth is really good. I gave him high B tier because I believe that Pebbles or even Sprout could work better on the team as main distractor, but Goob is definitely number one backup if Pebbles is there. Razzle and Dazzle is next. They are definitely a little harder to figure out for most players, but when you do learn them, I think they are an amazing toon. When they get speed, they can help the distractor, and when they don't, they're a pretty good extractor. So overall, they are pretty good. They get B tier. V is an amazing extractor, and her ability is just as amazing for a team. She does have the same problem as Brightney with her stealth, which makes me think if you're not experienced or playing with bad teams, then V is better solo. But on the other hand, if you know what you're doing, then V could really speed up floors and help distractor find twisteds. Pebble obviously gets A tier, mainly because of his bark ability, which can save teammates that you normally couldn't take twisteds from. I do think because he's practically a walking air horn, it makes him slightly better than Goob. Also, Pebble really doesn't need speed trinkets to be extremely fast. Next is Astro. Astro is practically a walking bottle of pop, so he can really help out toons like Shelly or Tisha. His stealth is also super high, so he could do the machine in the room the distractor is in, so they don't have to move and risk the other players. I give him a tier as well. Most of the mains are getting a tier, lol. Tisha is actually getting S tier. Despite her low stamina, she can distract most toons super well. And when she's not distracting, she's a decent extractor who can also give teammates speed boosts. She really does a little bit of everything and is definitely an S tier in my book. Flutter is definitely a distractor who has gotten a bad rap, but I actually think she's B tier just like Goob. Honestly, if her ability was any better, I'd put her over Goob, but her dash does definitely get her out of sticky spots. It doesn't really help teammates though. Tegan is another underwhelming toon in my opinion. Though she's not as weird as Scraps, she's still better solo. Her heals obviously only affect herself, and they still cost 100 tapes, which a Sprout or other teammates could use for more beneficial things. Other than her ability, she's really just meh, so she gets C. Shelly is the best extractor in my opinion. Her boosts for teammates make the floors go so much faster, and her own speed on machines is really nice. Shelly gets S tier because of her endless opportunities for teams and extraction speed. Cosmo gets high B tier because of how good of a support he is. He is a little dangerous to play because he's always sacrificing his hearts, and he's not super fast extraction-wise, but he definitely brings a lot of potential to a team. Cosmo can easily make or break the run by how he chooses to use heals. Finn gets B tier because he's really just a mid character. His ability makes him seem like Shelly without the extra boosts, which is what made Shelly so good, so Finn is really just mid in my opinion. He's not bad, but he's not super amazing. Glisten is also mid for me, but definitely better than Finn. He's amazing solo for the extraction speed, but also the low stealth is the same as V. So really, he's not bad but not amazing. Just like V again, he has potential in public runs, but it's also a bit risky. Sprout obviously gets a tier. He's the best healer, and he can also double as backup distractor, so overall he's pretty good. Plus, if he does have to distract, he can always see where his teammates are, so he doesn't have to worry about getting in the way. Gigi is okay. I'd give her B tier. I actually think she's a good teammate for Sprouts because she doesn't really need to get tapes unless she's unlucky. But other than that, her stats are mid. She does have good skill checks, so she would contribute to the machines well. Connie is another okay tune. She's another survivalist character, but her high stealth make her better than the others. Plus, her ability is good for the few times she does take twisteds. So overall, I'd give her high B tier. Lastly, Louie. I'd honestly give this silly egghead S tier. He's a decent extractor and an amazing distractor. If Louie has some heals and Twisted Pebble is on the floor, let your Louie drop to 1 heart and distract Pebble. Only if your Louie is really good though, and then after that floor heal up and he's back in whatever he was doing last. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.